Fibmold, a startup focused on sustainable packaging, has raised a $10 million round led by Omnivore and Accel. The company, founded in 2022, is developing eco-friendly molded fiber packaging products that mimic the functionality of rigid plastics to enable various industries to move away from single-use plastic. Joining me now to talk about this latest funding and the company's plans ahead are Param Gandhi, the co-founder of Fibmold, and the company's investor Reihem, who is a partner at Omnivore. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time here on CNBC-TV18. Param, I'll start with you. You're a very young company, just a little over a year old. Tell us very briefly about Fibmold and what you've set out to do with it.
Hi, thanks for this opportunity, Ritu. Just very shortly, Fibmold is all about trying to find alternatives to the status quo, to the standard. Right? It's high time that our ecosystem moves out of single-use rigid plastics. We're seeing the problems that plastics cause. And while the company is new, our experience in this sector between Weber, my co-founder, and myself is over 20, 25 years. In our previous company, we were dealing with some of the best brands in the world. And since 2016-17, ever since the Paris Climate Agreements, they've all been facing really tough questions in terms of how they can move out of the single-use plastics. So while the company is new, yes, but our experience in the industry and the sector is not new. And we've used our knowledge and our industry connectivity over the past couple of decades to identify this problem, which is a multi-decadal and a multi-billion-dollar kind of opportunity globally, as well as a starting point to solving this problem with the use of molded fiber products.
Well, Reihem, you are the one who signed the check for this $10 million. Give us a quick list of what got you to write that check, the potential that you see in this investment that you've made.
For us, it was really simple. I think we know that there needs to be a rapid move towards sustainable packaging. We do have a climate-focused thesis in our new fund, and this fulfills those requirements completely. What was interesting for us is that the molded fiber space is dominated by China. And I think not just in India, but globally, people are looking for an alternative source for these products. And I think we're better than India to find this solution.
Well, Param, now that you've convinced Reihem and your other investors to get you this $10 million of funding, how exactly are you going to deploy it? Are you looking to expand, set up more manufacturing bases, hire more people? What do you plan to do?
I have Accel and Omnivore as our investors. And the deployment plan for this capital, majority of it is going to go right now towards setting up the pilot manufacturing plant, which will be one of the world's most modern manufacturing plants capable of setting up or rather manufacturing some really complex plastic replacement products using molded fiber. Apart from that, we're also going to put a certain amount of capital into R&D to kind of be at the cutting edge of this materials. And thirdly, as you rightly mentioned, build out a team because our canvas is not just India, our canvas is global. And that's broadly how we're going to deploy this capital: the pilot manufacturing plant, R&D, and team building.
What is in it for Fibmold, and what does that translate to in terms of your current revenue and you're breaking even?
We've just started off, as you rightly mentioned, last year in 22. And currently we're just doing some basic activities. However, we intend to be profitable, at a very early stage. I think it's too soon for me to talk about revenues and profitability, etc. But just a broad sense is that we are not going to be a cash burn company for a very long time, and we intend to grow profitably.
All right. Before we let you go, Reihem, the last question to you. This is Omnivore's second investment, I believe, from that $150 million Agritech and Climate Sustainability Fund that you have. How much have you deployed so far, and what's in the pipeline in terms of deals for you?
So to be clear, it's 150 million was our first close. We intend on closing it a little higher than that. We've made two investments so far. Interestingly, both have been focused on using crop waste and crop residue to put it to manufacturing new and alternative materials. So we're very, very committed to the climate angle of this new fund. And we have deployed, I would say, not very much, a couple of $1 million, but we're definitely looking for as many new opportunities as possible. It's a large fund, and we're excited to make lots of new investments.
Well, Reihem and, both of you, thank you very much for your time here, Param and Reihem. It was lovely speaking to you, and we wish you both all the very best with your future endeavors.